Legends, we are live. We are seeing the price of Bitcoin and many altcoins getting a devastating correction. Now, is this a correction? Is it an opportunity, or are we going to continue to the downside? Will we get down to below $90,000 here? And I'm going to explain in today's episode how this is still very unlikely, guys. There is a bearish case scenario that brings the price below $90,000 that will only bring a massive buying opportunity. But I don't think that that is going to happen just yet, that we will be seeing all-time high in the next coming days again, even though this looks pretty aggressive. Do we have enough volume, seeing this as a very strong impulse to get continuation to the downside? I'm going to be explaining with the technical analysis, guys. I still believe that all-time high is around the corner, and this is extremely corrective and not impulsive, guys. Just like this right over here was corrective, and we were very much confident that below $90,000 we were not going to get a massive breakdown and continuation to the downside. All of this would be a liquidity grab, and we will be seeing a big fat bounce to all-time high, which did happen weeks after getting beneath here the $90,000. Actually, it did take around about 4 or 5 days to get back to all-time high. So I'm going to explain in this live stream, guys, that nothing to panic with this corrective move. I will be explaining the technical analysis in detail of this movement to the upside, that this is not a finished move to the upside, and this is not a double top and we're entering a bear market, okay? I'll be explaining in this episode that this is extremely corrective, looking at the chart, looking at the volume, looking at the waves, at the timing, at the confluence, that this is part of a correction, legend. So make sure to stay tuned. I'll be explaining in detail why I do believe so, guys, and a big fat bounce is around the corner. Let's go right away through the comment section. I need to give a shout out to Aiden in the Legends trading community. Throughout the weekend, we were updating the community, and there was only one real short position to be taken throughout the weekend. And it's this horizontal line that you do see on the chart, okay? I did post a video update throughout Saturday looking for this as the most epic short level ever, right? We do explain these scenarios on the live stream as well, guys. I have to be relatively clear on this scenario, just to let you show here the setup here at the 105,400, okay, to get into that short position. This was on Saturday, getting to that level and rejecting. This is the dead cat bounce over here from the major drop, liquidity grab, getting the movement down, and continuation to the downside today. Shout out to Aiden in the Discord, in the Legends trading community. By the way, if you do want to join, you do have the link down below, guys. There's updates every single day. We've got Dylan as well, another coach, providing massive setups on altcoins, looking for shorts, looking for this major flush in the market, absolutely crushing some short positions here in the latest one here on 𝗕𝗶𝗴𝗫, as you can see. So overall, yes, looking for shorts on altcoins. Is this good accumulation for altcoins for the next coming weeks and months? We'll be talking about that, guys. We're going to take a look at several altcoins to see if we are close to bottoming out and looking for that opportunity. It looks devastating. Crypto is done, right? We got all the hype, all the news, Donald Trump president, banks, everything, adoption on Bitcoin, right? Extreme hype, and the price is really not doing much. It's actually taking a little bit of a flush, a little bit of a movement down. So you need to think about the inverse psychology here, right? It's just a major big flush, okay? We need to take it as so. Especially looking at the technical analysis, guys, I will be explaining this move, because if you stick around, you will understand, even though it is a little bit complex regarding Elliott wave theory, okay? It's getting a little bit into the complex zone of the waves, but just to make you understand that this is not a finished move to the upside, and the move followed by this movement up right over here that's happened throughout the last few days is not an impulsive move to the downside. Now, there is one bearish case that I want to make you understand, just in case it does happen, which would be the most bullish opportunity ever, which is actually taking out below $90,000, which I think is the unlikely scenario that could happen for Bitcoin in the next coming days, if not couple of weeks, that we are going to get down to this zone. I will explain why. I mean, that bearish case scenario, I'm going to just flip it here with a little bit of 𝗞𝗏𝗄 drawing. You got this zigzag right over here. Take this into consideration as a zigzag right over here. And you have an A wave and a B wave just double topping right there for a potential flat scenario, okay? This is the unlikely scenario, but if it does happen, it will still be an extremely bullish case. Unlikely scenario, just want to point it out that if we were to come down to this low, this is the only bearish case that comes into my mind that could be possible, but very unlikely, okay? So we're still thinking bullish regarding the technical analysis, okay? This would be looking just a quick pointing it out, guys. We got a 3-wave move to the downside throughout December and January. We got another 3-wave move to the upside here. Very rare, very choppy, because that 3rd wave here was very, very short in timing and very short in price action, right? To consider this a B wave of a flat and then come down and sweep up the lows to then actually get the rally to the upside to create new all-time highs. Unlikely scenario, but possible, right? We're leaving as it is a possibility out there, okay? This would be the bearish case possibility, which I do believe is unlikely. And I will explain throughout this live stream why that scenario is unlikely. It's because of this latest price action that we've had throughout the last 2 weeks, okay? This price action to the upside, it's given me some information that I want to give you here on the live stream. Anyway, let's go right away through the comment section. Chillax, guys, the epic short that was provided in the Legends trading community. My goodness, that played out like a charm. Just right over there at $105,400, which was the top of the weekend. Shout out to Aiden in the Legends trading community. This was also a level that I provided in the video update on Saturday. This is the level to get into a short position on the tap and rejection. Shout out to all of the legends that got into that short position. There was no other trading setup. If we broke out, there was another level right over here to the downside. Not too confident in any long positions. Only this zone, if we were to get a reaction. We did actually SFP from the lows ever so slightly. We didn't even actually hit those lows. This was very early this morning, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, UAE time approximately, and we did not hit the lows, and we blasted through the levels, okay, right over here. This was the only possibility of getting a reaction zone, and we just broke down. So let's talk about the different scenarios, okay? I need to zoom in here on the 1 hourly time frame approximately, okay, 1 hourly, 4 hourly, and analyze this local structure. First of all, let's go through the comment section. We'll be giving here the different waves and possibilities, good trading opportunities, all right? We're just about to hit that point of control from the entire range, which is sweeping up this low. This is a very interesting level, okay? Going to give it out here on the YouTube live stream. First of all, let's say hello to the beautiful community, okay? I had to do an emergency live stream because, hey, my goodness, price is dropping. Altcoins are getting extremely wrecked, okay? Altcoins are down on average 10 to 15%, some of them 20%, all right? Most of them. So you must be like, holy crap, what the heck is going on, right? So be patient, Melvin. Let's go right away through the comment section, and then I'm going to give you the Bitcoin technical analysis, okay? I'm going to give you the levels, going to give you a little bit of potential setups that could happen, and why I believe that the highest probability is not taking out the lows here and actually coming up to all-time high in the next couple of weeks, maybe even days, guys. Maybe even days, okay? So let's go right away through the comment section. 𝗖𝗵𝗄𝗽 in the house, says Bruce W. Absolutely awesome. Shout out to 𝗖𝗵𝗄𝗽. Dragosh, good morning. Viber, hello. We're going up to claim the highs before lower 80s. says PM. I also believe so. This week is full of news. First move of opening week usually fake. Very true. Very true. Monday dump, then that means a reversal to happen throughout the week, right? That's what we want to believe. Good morning, Werner. How are you doing? Final shakeout moment, holding strong. WTF says, Mike, is Bitcoin going to down lower to lower levels, right? Good morning, Jackie Wood. I got my mother here in the comment section. Absolutely awesome. I've been cooked. Yeah, me too. Altcoins are not looking too great, okay? But I have to say, I have 30-40%, right, of portfolio, which is altcoins, mid cap, low caps, right, which is fine. The other 60% is a combination of Bitcoin, Chainlink, and Ethereum, right? Also holding some stable coins. So you need to take these hits, you know, pretty nicely. If you are all in on mid cap, low cap coins, you are getting wrecked. That is for sure, right? This is why diversification on the portfolio with Bitcoin, you know, good large cap coins that can take these hits much better. Obviously, you should be buying much earlier, guys, many months ago, before the major rally that happened in November, even though some altcoins have come all the way down almost to that rally low, all right, from November of 2024. But we should be buying much earlier. So overall portfolio, yes, it's taking a hit, but it's just a walk in the park, guys, if you are not in very aggressive low cap coins, okay, that do take big major hits, and your portfolio could be down 60, 70, even 80%, right? Which is devastating. Crying under the bridge legend, says MVP. Yes. How you got crypto insurance? I think there's no such thing as crypto insurance, my man. We need a dumpy, cutest girl. How are you doing? Good morning, Junior. Anyway, hello, everybody. I can see Crypto Big Brains moderator here giving power. Smash the like button, guys. Let's see how many likes we can get here throughout the next coming minutes. And let's dive in through. Diamond Hand says random bull run. Absolutely. Yes, we'll be going through new Trump coin yesterday. New Trump coin? You must be joking. Anyway, seen news on 𝗖𝗿𝗆. I'm not sure what happened with 𝗖𝗿𝗆. I do not hold any 𝗖𝗿𝗆, but overall, you know, 𝗖𝗿𝗆 is getting a correction without a doubt, okay? 𝗖𝗿𝗆 is also taking the hit. I'm not sure if the news is bad or good. 𝗖𝗿𝗆 is down 15% in the last 24 hours. We can see most of the cryptos, all right, altcoins, are down an average of 10 to 15%, right? That is the average in the last 24 hours. 11, 12, 14, 10, 10, 8, 11, right? That's the average. 10 to 15% is the average. Maybe some mid-cap coins are actually getting to the 20% pullback in the last 24 hours. So overall, guys, we're going to go through Bitcoin. Then we're going to go through some altcoins, which I do believe that they're going to get an insane recovery, okay? This is the moment. This is the moment in the next couple of months, right? The moment of truth. We got in the DXY, the dollar index, getting a pullback the last week or so. The moment of truth, right? Bitcoin dominance. We're going to go through that. The total three, which is excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Understanding, is this a double top? Is this a double top, right? We're getting those shakeouts. It is very common to get the shakeouts when you're testing a high, a higher time frame high, guys. Big major pullbacks where people are going to be in doubt. Is this a double top? Was this the bull run? We're getting all of the bullish news. The first US president, pro crypto, blah, this, that, the other, mass adoption. This is going to be the biggest bull run ever. Is it a sell the news event? People are going to be actually in doubt. The diamond hands are going to be holding strong, obviously. So we'll be going through this, guys. This is a very similar moment that we have since the previous bull run, right? We do have February where we were testing the previous all-time high on the total three. Is this a very similar scenario that is happening from the previous bull run? We are exactly on the 4th year of the cycle, right? Where we are testing the highs on the altcoins here. Now, this is a very different time because there are, I don't know if there's even millions of altcoins, guys, created. There were much less altcoins created in the previous bull run, and obviously just a few hundred or maybe a few thousand in the other cycle, right? Now we have, I don't know, guys, it's something crazy. We are creating over 1 million tokens every week, and it's just going out of control. So we need to stay grounded with the solid projects such as L1s, Oracle, such as Chainlink. It's a proven solid project. All of the different ones, are a big major gamble, guys. They are a big major gamble. This is why my main holdings are Bitcoin, Chainlink, and Ethereum, right? I didn't get Solana, I didn't get XRP, but I'm happy enough, guys. Those are solid projects and they've been going up, all right, throughout the last few years, regardless that we're not getting the 10, 20, 30Xs, right? Which could be happening soon. So overall, let's dive in through the Bitcoin technical analysis, guys, right away. We are Bitcoin traders, okay? And we are speculating on what are the different scenarios where we can jump into a trading setup. By the way, anybody that is interested in trading, obviously, Weeks is the place to go because you just need an email and a password and you got the biggest bonus down below, $20,000 deposit bonus. And you get only with my link, 50% fee reduction on your trades, guys. Check out Weeks right away. And now, yes, let's dive in through the price of Bitcoin and why I believe that all of this is part of a corrective move, okay? So let's just talk about a major confluence level, which you can actually see on the chart. The fixed volume profile, we got the highest volume node from the last 3 months since November, guys. We do have right over here the point of control, the highest volume that has been traded here, which is round about the $97,500. We almost hit that level just in the last hour, getting a bit of a front run, right? And a front run from this major pivot low. We like these higher lows, guys. They are awesome, right? They're awesome for a liquidity grab. When I do take a look at Fibonacci retracement from the latest pump created from the 13th of January to the all-time high, well, you can see with your eyes, the golden pocket is sitting ever so slightly beneath the point of control of the range. That is also in confluence sweeping up this low. This is a major level. Will we manage to dip down to that level and get the reaction and get an epic bounce? I'm not sure if we're going to go down there, but without a doubt, this would be an epic long scenario if we do get that reaction from that low. It's pretty clear, right? We've got the golden pocket, most respected Fibonacci retracement, the highest volume node, right? Where we do have the biggest volume traded from the last 3 months is round about the $98,000 range, right? Give or take 97, 99, right? It's a big fat mountain of volume on the volume profile. This zone is very, very strong, okay? So maybe the bounce could happen from this range. And I wanted to explain to you why this will very likely be part of a corrective move, okay? So overall, the most epic long would be right over here, right? It would be actually sweeping up the low. Anybody that is aggressive, right, that wants to jump into a small long, right? Oh my goodness, we're fighting against the trend here. Who would want a long here right there? I mean, I'm in a very small long position. I'm very much aware that my favorite level would be this one, and I will take action depending on the reaction, right? If we do get down there to get into that epic long position, because this could be the end of a correction right over there. Why, you may ask, right? Why do you think so? Why don't you think that we're going to go to much lower levels and that this is an impulsive move down, right? In a wave 3. First of all, we need to analyze here locally, guys, just for the brief explanation. I like to look at the pivot highs where we start a major move, right? Or a pivot low, looking at the impulse and analyze the waves and see if it does look like a solid impulse or looks like a solid impulse to the downside, or is it more like a correction? Let's go right away and analyze, first of all, the all-time high, right? I mean, these are the two crucial pivots. This is the latest movement that we've got, the pivot low of the range and the pivot high, right? When we zoom out in this range, this is the latest move up. So I want to analyze with you very carefully, what the heck is this and what the heck is this, right? Could this be the end of the impulse? Now we're starting a major impulse to the downside. You know, is this corrective? How can it be corrective? Let's count the waves. Let's analyze Fibonacci, the timing, right? What would make more sense here to try and come to the conclusion of what is the highest probability move to come. Make sure to grab your cup of tea, your cup of coffee, or your Coke, or your water, or your beer, whatever you want, guys, because we'll be analyzing here very carefully in the next 20, 30 minutes, very carefully, the analysis on the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so let's go right away through this movement up, right? The latest movement to the upside. Now, if you want to count this as an impulse, you would come with a very, very dodgy kind of counting here, right? Because there's no clear 5 waves. You would have to take this as a wave 1, right? This is a wave 3, this is a wave 4 right there, and this is a wave 5. Very fast, very dodgy, not symmetrical. This is without a doubt not an option that I'm looking at here for this to be a finished impulsive move. Now, what makes more sense here is looking at this, all right, as a possible move to the upside right over here, ending here, or ending right over here, okay? That is where you have the wave finishing. This wave right over here finishes in this zone. All of this is extra. All of this is part of a very dodgy type of corrective move. So there's 2 ways in looking at this wave to the upside, okay? Which is looking at this movement right over here in a 1 wave, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we were looking at this as a possible ABC flat. The most bullish case scenario was a 1-2 right there and get continuation to the upside blast through, right? Which was not the case. We entered into the weekend very choppy and we finally broke down. Now, my favorite scenario here, we talked about that this was the unlikely scenario. We were either going to form a triangle, we were going to form a double zigzag, right? The scenario, the most bullish case scenario talked about on the previous live streams was not looking at this as a finished ABC flat, okay? Wave 1 in an expanding move, okay? An expanding impulse is extremely rare. A flat right over here, a running flat, not taking out here the low of the A wave is extremely rare. And then obviously looking at a double 1-2 here to then get 3, 4, 5 and hit all-time high would be very rare. This was not my favorite scenario. This was a scenario that was unlikely on Friday, especially entering to the weekend, which is usually a range formation you get in the weekend, right? Which this is what happened, right? No volume, very sideways momentum here throughout Saturday and Sunday. That's what you do expect on the weekends. So for this to be a double 1-2 and get continuation and hit all-time high was unlikely. What was the other scenario? Another scenario here was looking either for a triangle, okay, which we did form a triangle, and this is what I want to come here with next, okay? This is, you know, this is very cool to see, and this is why it gives us high probability that this area could actually maintain our support and get a bounce, right? Could we wick down below 97, 96K? It is a possibility, but the possibility of recovering from this area is also there, right? So what we were looking at here is a possibility of a triangle formation, or either look at this as a zigzag, right? Still look at a zigzag, sweep up the lows. You got the highs, you got this corrective move, right? This movement down, and you either have the triangle formation in a WX and in a ABCDE, sorry, and then get the movement to the upside, or you had the double zigzag, sweep up the lows of the range. Now, what is extremely interesting about this move, okay? What is extremely interesting about this move is that you did actually form an ABCDE, but counting from this high. And what is extremely common in an ABCDE, right, in a triangle, is that the E wave creates a fake out, okay? The E wave creates a fake out. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about this triangle because you did claim this pivot high over here. So you would usually want to create a breakout without claiming the high. But I mean, this is crypto. We get those pivots being taken. But overall, looking at this as a possible triangle right over here. Okay, from the formation, sorry, my bad. It's from this pivot low right over here, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, a possibility of a triangle right there. Usually the E wave, you don't want to get it above the C wave. But what is very interesting about this move, okay, because for this to be a double 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 right there, you know, there's no possibility. You've hit the 0.88 Fibonacci from this pivot high to the pivot low right there. This is extremely rare for a wave 2, okay, to create a double 1-2 right there, 1-2, 1-2, retracing all the way up to the 0.88 Fibonacci. This is like extremely, extremely rare, very unlikely. And this being the third wave, you're going to create a 4-5-4-5. It is still possible. It is still very much possible when we consider the larger unprobable scenario of this being an A, B, C flat, right? Which we are going to be forming in the next coming weeks. This is extremely unlikely in my personal opinion, but it's still a possibility where the price does dip down below $90,000 again, right? Extreme fear to kick in. It would be kind of the perfect shakeout in the market to get Bitcoin below $90,000 again, right? Maybe hitting even $85,000. This is a scenario that could actually happen. You know, it could happen, and this is counting the waves in a very, very strange way, right? Because in an A, right, zigzag right there in a flat, and a B wave, the only three-wave structure that you do have to count this as a B wave in a flat is from this pivot low to this pivot high, to this low, to this high right over here. This is the only way you can count this as a three-wave structure, which is extremely fast. The C wave, it's extremely rare for the C wave to not go much further than the A wave, right? Very short in time, very short in price action. This is like very, very rare price action for a B wave flat. Okay, so overall, it is still a possibility. You know, that would be my conclusion if the price were to dip down here, that we are still in a higher time frame flat scenario. Okay, this is not the end of an impulsive move. I mean, there's no such way here to count a solid 5-wave move to the upside. You can come with your imagination and, you know, look at very unsymmetrical 5-wave move here, which is just not ideal, right? It really decreases the probability of this being an impulse, you know, like I said. So even though if the price were to come down to hit these lows, I will extremely support the idea that this is a flat scenario, right? And you're moving down here in a 5-wave move down, impulsive, sweep up the lows to then get the major rally back to all-time high. I mean, this is a liquidity game. It's a liquidity game. You have a high of a range and a low of a range. The price likes to dip down the low of the range to claim liquidity, and it likes to get back above the highs and claim liquidity there, right? And retrace. Boom, you claim the lows of the range, you bounce, you claim the highs of the range, and you retrace. So it is a liquidity game. You claim highs and you claim lows. So ABC flats is most commonly because of that, right? Claim a high and claim a low and then reverse. So you would have to come to that conclusion. We've claimed all-time high, you've claimed the highs of the range. Why not claim the lows of the range one more time? If that were to be the case, it would be the most bullish case scenario that we could have to have the best buying opportunity. I'm not sure if the price would manage to get down to $90,000, but overall, it would be the opportunity zone, right? Sweep up lows. It's an opportunity. We were very much aware. This got a beautiful bounce at a daily level. We were long here in this zone, right? We were very much aware that this was an opportunity. Sweep up the lows, sweep up the highs. Could we get back down to sweep up the lows, get a big major move, get that ultimate shakeout? We know it would be a very likely shakeout, okay? We would know that that would be an opportunity zone. So that would be the most bearish case scenario on the lower time frames, right? For the next coming days, that the price just gets some small little bounces, lower highs, continues down, lower highs, continues down, and finally forms that ABC flat, okay? That would be the most bearish case, which I think is unlikely. Now, zooming in here through this structure, all right? And just to be clear here, legends, just to be clear, regardless of what different waves we are looking at and probabilities, right? This is this is a long opportunity, right? This is the golden pocket from the pivot low to the high. You got the point of control of the last 3 months. You'll be sweeping up the lows right there, regardless of the price breaking down or bouncing from here. this is the opportunity zone, right? And I'll explain, with a little bit of, the waves and analysis, why this would be a possibility of getting that epic bounce, okay? So bear with me here. Right, this is just incredible. We're going to build up something here right now, guys, so make sure to stay tuned. Just like this short anyway, I need to go through this explanation because, trading is not making the technical analysis correct or not, okay? It's looking for the best levels of confluence and understanding where you could get a trading setup, just like this one Saturday. It was the short from Saturday to take, which is sweeping up this high. How many times, guys, if you are a legit follower, right, despite analyzing the waves and the probabilities, we talk about this scenario, which is dump, dead cat bounce, consolidation, still continuation to the downside. The major dump movement where you get a dead cat bounce high is always an epic level for a swing failure pattern and get a breakdown to test the lows, maybe break down like we did here throughout early this morning. Or the same scenario in an uptrend. You get the movement to the upside, you get the correction, and you get the choppy continuation to the upside. This pivot is always a great level for a long position once you tap it. This is basically how we came to the conclusion, right? Eventually with the analysis combined with the different coaches in the Discord, that this was the short to be taken, right? This was the level to get swept. It was also hitting the 382 Fibonacci. Matter of fact, we were analyzing the waves here to the downside, okay? 382 Fibonacci from this pivot right over here, all-time high basically, to, my goodness, to the pivot low. From this pivot high, all-time high, to this pivot low. Why am I taking Fibonacci from this pivot high to the pivot low and not from this pivot low? Because here we were looking for that flat scenario. Why? Why are you coming with that flat scenario right over there? Give me an explanation why. It was purely based on the movement down that we had from all-time high. When you analyze all-time high, you can clearly see a movement down, a bounce, a movement down, a bounce, a movement down. There are 5 waves here. There are 5 waves right over here. You can see them. You can see the clear pivot highs and the clear pivot lows, right? You can see them on the chart. So there's a 5-wave move down here. And you come to that conclusion, guys, you got a 5-wave move here, this bounce right over there. If you do claim the lows right over here, you could be getting a bounce to claim the highs and get back down. Obviously, fast forward on Saturday, it was a very, very long range, right? You did finally get the movement up there. It was very, very long in timing, right? But it did manage to move up here. We actually got a liquidity grab from this start of the A wave right there and got a little pullback. But overall, this was the best level that also Aidan provided in the Discord very, very nicely. So anyway, I just wanted to give a little bit of that education out there, right? Why was this a rejection? Why was this a good short level? All right, being explained right over there. It's a classic level when you get an aggressive move down and you get the first little bounce, right? It's always a good level to speculate on a tap and a rejection back down to the lows possibly, right? And also analyzing the waves here, there was a clear 5-wave move down here in this structure, giving you this, the possibility of a correction. So let's zoom out here, legends. Let's zoom out and analyze this movement, okay? Because this is without a doubt disturbing. It is very disturbing. By the way, you cannot have a triangle in a wave 2. Anybody that's, interested in Elliott wave theory, a triangle is not possible, and a 5-wave move forming the triangle is not possible for a wave 2. It's possible for a wave 4, a wave X, in a WXY. Okay, but not in a wave 2. Meaning that this could not be a wave 1 and a wave 2 and we're moving down in a triangle. It's not possible. Only wave 4s, wave X's, right? Not a wave 2. Now, if we do analyze this price action to the upside, could we speculate? All right? Could we speculate that this right over here was a flat and we had a zigzag right over here, this being a flat, this being a zigzag, and now what we formed is a double zigzag where in your wave X right over here you formed a triangle, which you kind of did, right? So you would be looking at this. You would be looking at this as a triangle formation. ZDE. Yeah, you would be looking at this as a triangle formation from this pivot, from the highs. And basically forming a zigzag. I mean, this is something, guys, I mean, I have to say, I've been doing the fresh analysis just in the last few hours. Could this be a W right there? You formed A, B, C, D, E right over here. And now you formed the movement down, forming a WXY here. W in this move. X right over here on the triangle, because triangles can only be on, you know, X waves. 4 waves cannot be on a 2 wave. So this would not be a 1, 2, 3. And now you are basically finishing the Y wave. Now, what is interesting about this scenario is when you take a look at the Fibonacci extension tool from all-time high to the pivot low here to the pivot high right over here. Right? This is where the wave finishes. Then you start moving down. When you take a look at Fibonacci extension, the one-to-one extension is sitting exactly at the golden pocket from the pivot low formed on the 13th of January, basically Monday the 13th right there. Golden pocket, one-to-one extension of this possible double zigzag. Sweep up the lows and point of control of the entire range of the last 3 months. I have to say, this is the best confluence level. There's no other explanation that this is the best confluence level that we do have at the 97.5, give or take 96.5 if it does get aggressive. This is a zone to really pay attention for the price to actually get a bounce. Okay, so regardless of the different probabilities, right? Looking at the waves, you know, could this be an ABC flat? Could this be right over here, you know, a zigzag formation, a larger zigzag? You know, the different probabilities are massive, right? There's just so many different possibilities that could happen. Regardless of the possibilities, as traders, we look at the best levels to get into a trading setup. Just like the short yesterday, which was the only short provided. This was on Saturday, actually, my bad. The only short to be taken if we react is the 105,400. The only good long position that I do see available is actually sweeping up this low, hitting the golden pocket, hitting the one-to-one extension from this move. It's the level. It's the level right there. So, yeah, I mean, a double bottom locally is without a doubt a possibility. A double bottom here is the possibility without a doubt to look for a long. Could I short right there? Could I short where we at right over here? If this is a good long, right? Would I short right now where we at? I mean, the bounce, the larger bounce could happen here. I mean, especially if we do get bullish CVD divergence, which very likely is a possibility on the formation right now. Oh, no, actually, we're not forming bullish CVDs. There's no bearish ones, there's no bullish ones. So it's a little bit, yeah, well, CVD is not giving us much information here locally. There's no bearish ones, there's no bullish ones. We're far away still to form bullish ones here locally. So there is a chance that we do roll down and claim that low. So without a doubt, it is getting very choppy. It does look like it wants to roll over. Very, very shallow pullback, I have to say. Yeah, I mean, not the best short in my opinion. Not the best short that I would want to get into. You know, if you did not short here from higher based on this level, this was the level to short right there on Saturday. This was Sunday, actually, Sunday early morning. The update was provided on Saturday. So overall, the best level is taking out the lows here again. And these lows are basically very close to these lows right over here. I mean, this is the guideline with no doubt. This is the guideline low that I would want to be paying attention to. Without a doubt. It's the best level for the price to get a reaction bounce. Point of control of the entire range, golden pocket. There's no more to it. If the price were to break down from this level, if the price breaks down from here, whew, I have to say, this is an empty zone where there's not much confluence. Let me just quickly check here. Any weekly dailies? There's a weekly level down there. There is a weekly level. Let's just take a look at the weekly levels, guys, here 1 second, because we did close. Yeah, there is a weekly level down over here. But we'd have to see more confluence. That weekly level, we have the 7-8 beneath the weekly level. There's just not much. There's not much confluence. If we break down successfully from the point of control, it's a zone that I would not be interested in speculating any longs. Maybe the weekly level could be a decent level where we get a reaction, but this area is for me a no long zone. If we break down from 97K, you know, like I said, I'm not going to long here. If we get the reaction, I'm longing the recovery. I'm longing not here the dip. I'm longing as we recover from these lows. This is where I'm longing. I'm not longing the dip. This is a no long zone for me. I need the price action to get back above from this point of control, back above this low, back above the golden pocket, right? So if we break through, I'm not interested in getting into any longs here until we hit the weekly, which could get a reaction. So that would be the next level for a speculative long position. So that's a little bit of the zone and the levels, guys. It's the best level, okay? If you break down from this 97K zone, you know reaction at from the golden pocket, the point of control, the pivot low wick that you have here from the 16th of January. If you do not react and the price does not manage to get back above the level, there is no long to be taken. If you break down, price will very likely continue, and the weekly level would be the reaction zone where I would be speculating on that long trading setup. Okay, this is also the one-to-one extension. I mean, it is the best level. It is the best level for any trading attempts. Shorts, You don't want to short down here, in my opinion, unless you got into a nice short in the consolidation throughout the weekend that was provided in the Discord, guys. Okay, Aiden was, I know my analysis also was on the video update on Saturday, looking for the 105,400 to get the reaction and look for the short. Okay, giving you the exact entry zone. This is what you get on the Discord, guys. You get the video updates, you get the analysis here in advance, obviously, no YouTube throughout the weekend. And shout out to Aiden right there. You know, this was on my video update where we're looking for that rejection exactly at $105,400, which played out beautifully, getting a bigger drop than expected. Let's go through the comment section and let's talk about altcoins. Shall we take a look at altcoins? I would be very skeptical on a bounce here to look for a short, okay? Now, if we are considering this a major impulsive move down, I need to be extremely clear on where the price really needs to reject. If this is an impulsive move from the pivot high created here on Friday, if this has to be a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and we are in the formation of a wave 4, where the price needs to get resistance is in between the 382 and the 50% Fibonacci from this pivot high to the pivot low, considering that this is a wave 3. The strongest one, the most aggressive one, the one with the highest volume, and I have to say the volume is really not that crazy. The volume is extremely low, I have to say, compared to the volume inside of the range of the last week. This is low volume, which is making me more confident that this is a correction. However, if this were to be the wave 3, your wave 4 needs to get resistance from the pivot high to the pivot low Fibonacci retracement inside of this box, which is the 382 to the 50% Fibonacci without hitting the golden pocket. So overall, let's take a look at the fixed volume profile. Anybody that wants to get into a possible short trade, right? Yeah, even value area low is coming all the way up at the 618. Yeah, it would be a support resistance flip from this area, right? Which is coming at the 50% Fibonacci, 382 Fibonacci. You got the support resistance flip possibility right there if we do get a larger bounce here. But I have to say, I would really be in doubt if the price suddenly starts pushing up here. Yeah, you could get a pullback with no doubt in this zone, but I would be very skeptical that this might be the end of a correction right there. This could be the end of a correction. But overall, if this has to be impulsive to the downside starting from the high of Friday, it's pretty damn clear that the start of the impulsive move down after this consolidation starts from the Friday highs, making this a wave 1, 2, 3, the most aggressive. And looking at the timing, we should be heading there by tonight, potentially tomorrow morning, to the 382 50% Fibonacci support resistance flip to get the rollover to test the lows again. This would be the zone. It will not be easy. I would have to see massive bearish CVD divergence from this pivot high to the pivot lower high right there to consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside here. So doesn't look like we're going to form any bearish CVDs. I mean, we're very far away. We're very far away. Yeah, very, very hard to form bearish CVD divergence on the CVD here from the pivot high of early this morning, because you basically need to have a massive move, start forming higher highs here. I mean, even from this pivot would be acceptable, but you need some higher highs on the CVD. You need to see lots of longs entering here to consider the massive liquidity pocket formation down there. So you actually get up here to the 382 50% Fibonacci as explained, and then get the leg down to sweep up the lows. So We need a bit more information. But if the price needs to reject for this to be impulsive, it needs to be in this area. And between 100,500 and 102,000. This is the zone where price needs to reject as just a support resistance flip, and considering a fourth wave here, looking at Elliott wave theory. So that would be the zone, but I would be very, very skeptical, understanding that this could be the end of a correction right there. Let me just quickly go through the comment section legends right away. Bear market. Pear market says not sure. Bear market says Marios. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think so anyway. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like I mentioned, this is not common price action to finish a double top right there based on the movement that's happened here, and especially based on the movement that we've had throughout the last week. This is very rare to be impulsive to the downside, not common price action. A triangle inside of a wave 2 is not possible. So we're still looking at this to be corrective, legends. Anyway, ¿Qué pasa? Juan Taque, how are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? Bear market not coming until 2026, says Josh Whitemore. Absolutely. I also believe so. Well, maybe not 20. Well, we need, you need to understand that the bear market, just like in 2021, it started in November, right? The November was the peak of 2021. So anyway, let's take a look here. DeepSeek killing us all. Bought 𝗖, good price. I have to say, I scooped up some 𝗖 as well at these price levels, okay? ICP, good zone. Like mentioned, also, Rune is, we know what happened with Rune. For me, Rune right now is in a great zone, but this is unlikely to V-shape. It's going to get choppy. If you want to wait, we can very much detect the ultimate buying opportunity if we do consolidate. I don't think a V-shape is going to happen for Rune. I think we're going to probably test the lows. It's going to be choppy, maybe for a few weeks, and then get the ultimate recovery. High volume on FUD. The cross-chain on Rune is working absolutely fine. This was only, a new thing that they were doing, which was basically on lending. Which is kind of, they paused withdrawals and they kind of created a bit of FUD. But overall, Rune is an awesome project. So overall, Rune, I think this is an awesome opportunity area. But it's not going to be quick, guys. It's going to get choppy. It's going to get bloody. It's going to probably test the lows again. But this is the opportunity zone. It's coming back to the consolidation here. The reaccumulation from 2022 and 2023. I don't expect a V-shape here. It's probably going to take weeks till it bottoms out and gets a huge, massive recovery. Someone's talking about 𝗖. 𝗖, for me, this is a good zone, okay? We're going to start seeing some price action here on 𝗖, guys. These kind of instant reaction bouncers, in my opinion. But if you want to remain a little bit patient, overall, targeting the highs here from March of 2024. This is going to take a few months to get it up there, guys. Okay, there's no fast V-shape. There's no fast nothing, right, in this market condition. It's probably going to get choppy, but this red box is the area of interest. Remember, like I bought Chainlink throughout 2022 and part of 2023. There's an average entry price zone. And I'm very happy with what I got from Chainlink. I mean, I don't care about this correction that's happening right now. This is a zone of accumulation that was mentioned on the channel throughout 2022 and 2023. This is where I bought most of my crypto. Chainlink is my biggest holding, apart from Bitcoin. I mean, on altcoins. If you buy at $8, $6, $5, right? There's a big fat range. And it's choppy, and it's not easy to buy the exact bottom and sell the exact high, right? So this is our average accumulation. So once the price is at $20 today, this is after over a year, right? More than a year, right? 18 months has happened since the accumulation zone. It's disturbing when you buy a crypto that's bleeding and you buy the dip and it keeps dipping. It doesn't matter if you bought Chainlink at $8.765. Same scenario here looking at 𝗖𝗍. This is just an average example here, guys. And obviously, the lower you go, the better opportunity you will see. Buying at 35, 30 cents, 25 cents is really an average zone, because once you get back up to the highs here, you will be in profit regardless of if you bought at 30 cents, 25 cents, 35 cents, right? Catching the low is extremely complex, but overall, the average buying zone is inside of this red box on 𝗖𝗍. So overall, 𝗖𝗍, I did scoop up a little bit, but I'm going to remain a little bit patient, okay? We'll be remaining a little bit patient because we will detect insane market structure change, all in kind of scenario, bottom formation here, right? If we are trading here for the next coming weeks and we find the selling pressure getting exhausted, just like we did on many cryptos throughout September, October, November, right? Where we were saying, guys, opportunity, Constellation DAG, Fowler Network, right? All of these different cryptos that were forming a multi-monthly, multi-weekly bottom formation. That is when we were doing live streams and saying, guys, buy now. This is where we're buying. The bottom formation is getting confirmed here, and this is where we want to buy. I mean, Constellation DAG is doing extremely well. I still hold some Constellation DAG here from the average buying zone. This is where we knew that this is the ultimate opportunity, right? I'm not too happy on 3-4 altcoins such as ICP, right? ICP is back at the buying zone that was mentioned, right, throughout September, October, November, right? This is the average buying zone, which is $8, $9, $10 even, right? This is really there at that area. I think ICP will manage to maintain ground here. So what we need to see is proof of support, right? It is moving down very aggressively. It is very wedgy, but let's see a little bit of proof of support, a little bit of sideways momentum, selling pressure getting exhausted. And that is when we do go all in, guys, right? I mean, the bounce did happen from this range. We did get a breakout. However, we got back down to the average zone. So, you know, buying zone, you know, it's a matter of being patient. Some played very well. Some of them are very kind of at the break-even zone. Anyway, let's go right away through the comment section and let's take a look at some altcoins, guys. Remember, if you are interested in trading ICP, different altcoins that we're going to talk about throughout today, Avalanche right now in the next coming minutes, you have weeks, guys. You have the biggest bonus available. You get 50% fee reduction only with my link down below, guys. It's the second link down below. And the main reason why Weeks is so great is that you just need an email and a password to sign up, guys. And just with my link, you get 50% fee reduction right on your trading fees. Let's go right away through some altcoins. Are we worried, guys? Is this dangerous? Let's take a look at altcoins, guys, right away. Avalanche is going to be... Avalanche is pretty depressing. I mean, we are not even halfway inside of the buying zone entry, right? Buying zone entry. Avalanche is holding pretty nice still. Avalanche is still holding pretty nice. It is coming down to, I do hold some Avalanche. And the average buying zone is just under the $30 range. So this is almost going to be at break even. Like I said, we need to see a little bit of bottom formation. This looks extremely wedgy. It looks extremely good. So overall, a few more shakeouts, especially if Bitcoin does go to lower levels. But I think taking into consideration accumulation, this is great zone for accumulating. Great zone for accumulating without a doubt. So overall, yeah, even going down to the $29, $28 zone, which would be like the worst case scenario, in my opinion, for Avalanche to come down to this area. Basically the lows here inside of the consolidation. This is a reaccumulation area for Avalanche. I mean, it could still pull back a little bit more. It could still go even below $30. And that would be an awesome, awesome area of accumulation based on the high volume node here. Big support. Yeah, this is looking pretty damn good, especially forming this wedgie structure. It's going to pop out faster than you think, guys. You know, when it pops out, it will be, this is a slow correction, which is devastating. You buy the dip and it keeps dipping. You buy the dip and it keeps dipping. And then suddenly you get the big breakout where, it, you know, things happen very fast. You know, the breakout happens fast. As you know, right? Just like the one that we had here in November, right? This was a price action just in a couple of weeks. We moved up very aggressively. Andy Arbitrum, please long in it with 2x leverage with liquidation level at 0.36. Is it safe? Benedict, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at Arbitrum right away, because without a doubt, some low leverage swing longs on this correction is without a doubt a great option. Let's take a look at this one for Benedict here on Arbitrum. Big movement down here on Arbitrum as we, you know, moving down here very aggressive. L2s. Do we have room for L2s on the Ethereum network? I mean, remember that Ethereum is upgrading. So I have to be honest. There is a moment that I am, you know, getting a little bit in doubt because of L2s, guys, which is basically Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, right? L2s, I have my doubts on L2s just because I realize that Ethereum is basically upgrading. Polygon is devastating to see the correction on Polygon. Polygon was one of the best performers on the previous bull run, but I have my doubts on L2s, guys. This cycle, realizing other L1s such as Solana are getting more attention, right? Other ecosystems are growing very fast, and I have my doubts on L2s. So we're going to be doing the technical analysis here. We will be doing the technical analysis. I mean, Arbitrum, layer tool roll-ups. Let's take a look at Arbitrum on the chart right away. I like that we are down here at this massive consolidation, right? This was the reaccumulation stage throughout multiple cryptos, right? Between August and November, we had a large selling pressure exhaustion, and this is what we are interested in. This is where we want to buy. Getting into small pullbacks is extremely complex because the price could just continue. The same applies to 𝗏𝗏 network. I mean, our average buying zone on 𝗏𝗏, which I already exited 50% of my 𝗏𝗏 holdings. I told you guys, this is devastating, right? Should I buy the pullback? This is a falling knife. I am extremely glad that I managed to get out here around about 40 cents. 50% of my holdings, I can buy back up with that cash now. But, you know, this is just falling down. Where you have the best opportunities is, it's not here. You know, it's not here. It's not here. It's not here. It's in this area when you realize that the price has been going sideways for multiple weeks, right? It's, you know, this is the easiest zone to detect that it is a buying opportunity when you get the pump and the dump and sideways momentum. It's like, you know, this is the buying zone. You don't want to buy anything here in this area. This is, you know, a big no-no. This is how complex it is. This is why most of the people lose money in crypto. And I still have gains, but my gains are not incredible just yet. but they are, portfolios in the green regardless, because I did not buy any cryptos throughout the last few months. Any of this volatility, this is like guys, we buy here, we actually exited. This was a first TP1. We're leaving a moon bag. That moon bag is not playing out very nicely. So you think, is this a good buying zone regarding 𝗬𝗨 network? On this movement down, this is still heavily forming lower lows. Yes, it looks wedgy and it could get a pop. The moment this starts going sideways for a multi-week sideways momentum, that is going to be the zone that is going to be very good for buying, which I do believe we're going to get in the next couple of weeks, guys. In the next few weeks, unless we just fall down to zero, we need to start forming a bottom formation, multi-week bottom formation before we get the rally, right? This is why getting into these pullbacks is, on these certain coins, is extremely dangerous, right? It's just dangerous. It looks still very aggressive. The selling pressure looks very aggressive. This is an awesome area to buy up just because you've been moving sideways for, several weeks. And this is a great buy zone. This is where we bought 𝗬𝗨 network, 10-11 cent range, just to give you an example. So yeah, I ain't gonna FOMO in here. I ain't gonna, I actually got out and I said, people, I'm gonna get out here with 50% of my holdings. I don't trust the pumps. I don't trust this kind of bull run. So you want to get out, or you want to be in with extreme good buying zones. So at the worst case scenario on most of the coins, you could be at break even. So anyway, talking about Arbitrum, it is looking very corrective still, okay? It is looking very wedgy. It's still downtrending. It does look quite wedgy. This does look impulsive. This looks corrective. This looks impulsive. This looks corrective. We are coming down to the accumulation zone, which is usually a good zone where price could get supported, where you have a lot of volume traded here for several months. The reaccumulation area, the accumulation area here is usually a good zone where the price should get supported and bottom out, okay? Getting into a long here on the falling knife is really hoping that this zone really provides support and goes sideways and selling pressure gets exhausted. But if that does happen, or a breakout of structure, we will realize, guys, when we are going to start a major uptrend. How? Sideways momentum, selling pressure getting exhausted, bottoming out, just like we did right over here, sideways. Sideways, pump. Sideways, pump. No sideways formation. This is still falling down. This is very downtrending still. So, there is some risk here. There is, without a doubt, some risk. We need this kind of price action to be formed in this zone. Or a massive break of structure, right? People are afraid of missing out on the pump. But there will be a possibility of, understanding the break of structure once we get that V shape. But we need to see some change of downtrend structure here, legends, right? Because, it's still very aggressively moving down. So the long position is a bit aggressive, even though it's a 2x. I mean, your liquidation price is coming down to the lows of November. I don't think this is going to happen, but overall, I don't think, we don't trade based on, I think it's going to hold. The highest probability is actually holding here and looking at the selling pressure to get exhausted, guys. But this is still very much downtrending, okay? Illuvium is one of them that I'm down on. Illuvium, guys. I'm down on Illuvium, AI, Layer AI, and I can count them with my fingers, guys. I got a couple of dozen of altcoins. I got over 25 altcoins, and I can count the ones that I'm in the red with my finger here, with my hand. Illuvium is one of them. Layer AI is one of them. Yeah, Illuvium has just gone to crap, guys. It's just gone to crap. I bought a bag of Illuvium and it was several $1,000s. Right? It's a very, very small percentage of the portfolio, round about the $40 zone. This is the average, this was before the breakout. I'm down big time on Illuvium. Big time, 25, 30%. Yeah. Down 30% on Illuvium, guys. This is one of the altcoins. It's a gaming project that's basically going to crap. If we do consolidate on Illuvium here at the lows, I mean, it's not a moment to panic sell. That is without a doubt. I'm just going to hold on the losses. This is the moment where we're testing the lows of November that we need to find a bottom formation. We need to start going sideways. We're just testing the lows. This would be a bit of an aggressive long. We're not swing failure pattern from the lows just yet. We just dipped down from the November lows. I would rather wait for a little bit of sideways momentum here, legends, because that is going to be where you realize that the opportunity is there. And this will happen, guys. It will happen. We just need to remain patient. I would rather not buy here and wait for a bottom formation and maybe buy Illuvium at $32 or $35 even once we get a sign of strength. I would maybe buy if we do bottom out. This is same as CRV. I mean, this is one that comes up to my mind. CRV, I mean, this was forming a massive wedgie structure. And look, just so you realize what happened to CRV when we got below the bear market lows of 2022 and 2023, right? Because this one dipped down beneath the lows, right? It's very aggressive to long here, the dip as you're getting below. But the moment you go sideways like this, it means that the selling pressure is getting exhausted. I mean, a shout out to Aiden, because Aiden was the one here that actually talked about accumulating CRV very aggressively here throughout October and November in the Legends trading community. If you want to buy at low levels, you basically want to buy here. So as you dip down the low, you're dropping down. You want to see this sideways momentum to give you the confirmation that the selling pressure is getting exhausted and you look for a possible reversal. So overall, like I said, I mean, Illuvium, that's ideally what you would want to see. You're dropping down from the bear market lows. Let's remain a little bit patient to see the selling pressure get exhausted and then look at the possible buying opportunity. Do you want to buy expecting that is going to happen? I mean, if you want to buy low, you're basically at the lowest level possible from the last 2-3 years, right? So if you want to buy low, without a doubt, I bought at $40. I'm just going to hold on. I'm not going to buy at the moment. It could be the most epic buying opportunity, but I would rather wait, just like we did throughout October and November, saying, guys, this is an awesome buying opportunity. I mean, it was, but the price did go up, but it came back down, and I'm just holding. This is one that I did not take profit just because the bags was too small. It's not worth for me taking profits here, and obviously holding a loss right now on this coin is just, I couldn't care less, right? I'm not going aggressive on these, gaming projects. So overall, the best scenario here on Illuvium is to remain patient, legends. Cannot stress that enough. Remain patient to see if we're going to form some sideways momentum in the coming weeks, which will give us the confidence that this is bottoming out and we're looking for that reversal and we could get some epic buying opportunities. For the moment, we just fell down today. So don't expect a V-shaped recovery. This is just unlikely to happen. We're not going to wake up tomorrow morning and we're going to be trading at $40 on Illuvium. This is unlikely to happen. So we need that bottom formation, selling pressure, exhaustion. Pengu. Let's take a look at Pengu. Pengu is doing pretty okay. Pengu, it was doing okay. till we actually dropped today, right? But it was actually getting a little rally here throughout the weekend, but it's straight back down now. Pengu. This is over $1 billion. I'm not too sure how this is going to do. This one only launched the last few months. Pengu. Let's analyze Pengu here right away. Yeah, I mean, this, what can we say? There's no chart here to analyze. When we do take a look at when it launched, it only launched a few months ago. So it's just, there's no real analysis here to look at. We can take a look at Bitcoin, right? I mean, Bitcoin, we know very much what is the scenario here for Bitcoin. If the price needs to reject, it needs to reject here at the value area high of the entire range, which is round about the 50% Fibonacci zone, and dip down below. I don't think this is the scenario that could happen. I would rather see the price maybe test the lows again, and then this is the most epic level of confluence that we do have, round about the 97K zone, which maybe could get front run, guys. Like, it could get front run. And if we break down from these lows, the only level that I have here that I would be interested in is a weekly level, weekly close and open from the first few weeks of January. Let's take a look at some coins. 𝗖𝗍 is another one, guys. I got the two major altcoins that were bought throughout October, November, even this one, December, I think, that are in the red, guys. These are the only two coins. There might be another one that I'm in the red. ICP almost at break even. Avalanche still pretty good. Constellation, DAG, Cardano almost at break even. But yeah, most of them are still pretty much good. This one, you know, basically wrecked. Basically wrecked on 𝗖𝗍. Not wrecked, but down over 50%. You know, Illuvium and 𝗖𝗍 are the ones for me that are in the red right now. Right? I mean, there's you cannot lie about this, right? Because we've been accumulating throughout September, October, November, like very aggressively. When we talked about over a dozen altcoins, and over the dozen altcoins that we talked about, 𝗖𝗍 was one of them, and Illuvium was another one, and they're in the red, guys. All of the rest of them, most of them are in the green significantly, such as Constellation, DAG, Fala Network, right? Some of them are in the green, but getting close to break even. So 𝗖 is one of them that I only just started, guys. Only just started with 𝗖. So 𝗖 is in the accumulation range. Like I said, 𝗖 is in the accumulation zone. However, right now, I would remain a little bit patient. I would remain a little bit patient. Let's see a sign of strength, a break of structure, or sideways momentum for the next couple of weeks, guys. You know, we are basically buying a falling knife right now. And I would remain a little bit patient, because if we do get that sideways momentum before breaking structure in the next coming weeks, I will be buying aggressively, just like I bought aggressively back in October, November, realizing that this is going to pop, guys. We very much understand when it's going to be the best buying moment when we see the bottom formation. Right now, I would personally be a little bit patient. I mean, I'm in slightly the loss here on accumulation, but not to worry, guys. I ain't expecting a major V shape. I ain't expecting a V shape. I'm expecting a little bit of blood, a little bit of sideways momentum to get the confirmation. Once we get that, I will be the first one saying, guys, I'm going all in on these different ones that we do detect the bottom formation. Right now, we're just getting a pretty bloody downtrend, right? Which is turning into I buy the dip and it keeps dipping. You know, not to worry, guys, not to worry. It is part of the game, right? So, Bunk, let's take a look at Bunk. PopCat, my guys, what's happened? Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, says Lenny. Yo, absolutely, zoom out, not to worry. Zoom out. Zoom out. On which coin? BTC moving down. We might get that low being taken here, which is, yeah, BTC moving down right now. BTC moving down ever so slightly. Let's see if we do get any bullish CVDs. We're probably going to get some bullish CVD divergence here on the rest of exchanges. Probably going to be forming. But yeah, the best zone is this one. For the local double bottom, for the sweep of the lows, right, that we do have here from, let me just check the date. The sweep of the lows of the 16th of January. The point of control of the entire range, the golden pocket from the pivot low of the range to the pivot high. It's the zone, guys. It's the zone. And it's all about remaining patient, because if in the next coming hours we do this, boop, 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 and then we do this, then it's the level, right? It's just remaining patient. Could we front run the level and go like this? Or could we break down? I don't know. But if we do this, I am going to long here. I will be long in here if the price dips down and finds a reaction. And stop loss beneath the low eventually. Stock market is crashing. Yes. Some speculation that there is good tech companies in China that are doing very well, and people are basically selling all of their tech stocks in the US to invest in China stocks. That's something that I did read on X this morning. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't got it here somewhere. But CryptoQuant CEO claims China sold 20 billion in Bitcoin, $20 billion in Bitcoin. This was on Friday. This was Friday news. China selling Bitcoin. Stock market futures looking horrible. Let's take a look at that right away. Look at this. I mean, the S&P 500 does not look great at all. Let's see how the market opens today. Let's see how the market opens today. But overall, we're getting a bit of a devastating, move down just with the opening today. Look at the open. It doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look good. It opened and it already started taking a crap. So waterfall. Overall, it is a waterfall on the stock market. Yes. PopCat. Shall we take a look at PopCat? Why not? Let's go and take a look at PopCat. Why not? These meme coins. What exchange is solid to take a look at PopCat? Probably Bybit. PopCat in a big move down. Yeah, what can I say about these meme coins? PopCat. I don't know what to say about this, legends. This is in a very, very strong downtrend. Very, very strong downtrend. What can I say about PopCat? Meme coins, if you did not buy it at the right moment, guys, you're going to get wrecked. I mean, the gains on meme coins can be incredible, right? Make a 5x throughout last year on PopCat. But if you bought at the wrong moment, depending on where you bought here, you could be down big time. This is 70-80% down. I mean, if you bought the last few months of PopCat, this is dangerous, guys. I don't hold any of these meme coins. What can I say about PopCat? It's just in an extreme waterfall right now. There's no bottom formation. It is downtrending. There's no opportunity on these kind of coins that I see. Bonk. Probably more of the same story. It's just getting a devastating pullback at the moment. If you wanted a chance, you had a chance at the double bottom right there just a few weeks ago. But horrible SFP. It's a liquidity game. Sweep up the lows, sweep up the highs right there, back down to the lows. If BONK does manage to maintain the lows that we are testing right now as we speak, I have to say, if we do this, then, you know, it might be the level to long or buy some BONK. I would prefer to see a little bit more of a wick down because we're only just testing the lows right now as we speak. So get that little flush, get the movement down beneath the lows created on the 13th on BONK, get that wick down, and it could be the buying zone without a doubt. Let's see how stock market opens. If we do continue dumping, we would expect a breakdown, maybe. We would expect a breakdown, but if anything, yeah, BONK could be at the level to long, but I would still remain patient in between today and tomorrow. You know, we want to see that movement down and that recovery above the high. Then this could be the sweep of the lows, and then we recover. Because this is what you get. Sweep of the lows, major bounce. Sweep of the highs, major rejection back down to the lows. Could we form the same scenario here, or are we going to break down? Well, we need a proper sweep of the lows and start trading above the lows tomorrow, right? Or tonight. Get back above. That will be the possible bouncing zone on BONK. It's actually a pretty interesting zone. We can see how this resistance has been flipping to support very nicely. We're just sweeping the local lows of the last few weeks. It could be a very interesting level where the price of BONK could get an epic bounce, okay? So let's remain patient. Let's see a proper sweep of the lows. Get back above. If we get back above, I believe that this one is going to get a significant recovery here in the next coming days. So we're going to have to be analyzing BONK here. Let's see how this plays out. BONK can be traded on weeks, guys. BONK and hundreds of altcoins can be traded on weeks. Check out weeks, guys. Has to be the best. Just sign up with an email and a password platform that there is out there to trade crypto, and you get only a special deal with my link down below, which is a 50% fee reduction, guys. 50% fee reduction and 20K deposit bonus. Check out the second link down, guys. It's only with my link that you get these exclusive bonuses, and there is hundreds of altcoins. You can trade Bitcoin eventually there as well. Check it out, guys. 𝗬𝗂, very solid Oracle project. I missed out on 𝗬𝗂, but my number one Oracle is Chainlink, and another one that I'm speculating on is Umbrella, right? Which is basically at the buying zone. Umbrella, not much to say on Umbrella, guys. It's basically at the accumulation area that we were talking about here throughout last year between August and November, basically. We're not buying the spikes up. We're not buying the spikes up. So this is our entry zone. I would believe that this one is going to manage to consolidate here, but we ain't buying any of these hypes, guys. Do not buy here because you will be wrecked, right? You will be holding a horrible unrealized loss here. If you buy the pumps, you FOMO in, guys. You want to buy in the consolidation. So Umbrella is basically at my average entry zone. This is where I mostly accumulated Umbrella. So not to worry, just hold on. Let's take a look at 𝗬𝗂. Is also an awesome Oracle project. 𝗬𝗂 is testing the lows here of the last few weeks. Still pretty steeply downtrending. The thing about these wedgie structures that are aggressively downtrending, guys, I mean, it's not a moment to panic. I can tell you that. To catch the bottom formation is very, very complex, right? Because we could be at this stage right over here on 𝗬𝗂, where you bounce, it looks bullish, you come back down, test the lows, right? This could bounce, test the lows again. These wedges could be infinite, right? Till you actually get the breakout. Just like you did right over here on 𝗬𝗂. So they're very, very hard to get in the perfect level here where the level is going to bounce. So I would just say, you know, that this is okay for accumulation DIA is an awesome Oracle project. Got a major rally throughout September, October of 2024. But overall, getting a major pullback at the moment. 7/8 Fibonacci could be the level from this pivot low, which is coming ever so slightly to lower levels. 50 cents could be the reaction level for DIA. 618 tried to hold, but did not hold. 7/8 Fibonacci would be the zone of interest here on DIA. I'm going to keep it relatively simple. And the best scenario is to start forming some sideways momentum and form an inverted head and shoulder in the next coming weeks. Sideways momentum, inverted head and shoulder scenario where you realize that the price is going to get a reversal. If you start squeezing out from this aggressive downtrend with an inverted head and shoulder scenario going sideways, we will be ready, guys, saying now is the moment, get in. Just like we did throughout, October and November throughout multiple cryptos. The moment you start squeezing out here and going sideways, it's going to be a let's get in now, legends, because this is going to reverse. But it's still pretty aggressive. It is still pretty aggressive. There's no magic to it, guys. There's no magic to it. Just let's realize that the price, instead of going down, starts going sideways a little bit, right? Let it go sideways for a bit where we realize that we will find the opportunity before the pop, right? Instead of going down, start going down and sideways for a little bit instead of going down too aggressively. So Trump coin, XRP and XLM, they're correcting, but they're doing pretty good. Let's take a look at Trump going, guys. Official Trump right away on the chart. What's going on with official Trump? I mean, there's not much to analyze on official Trump. It is, you would arguably discuss. It is starting to go sideways. I like the tests that we're getting from the lows and not breaking down too successfully. It's looking quite okay. I have to say, it's looking pretty okay. There are signs of a potential reversal. I mean, what exchange do we have here? It's better for official Trump. Maybe Bybit as well. Maybe Bybit on spot. Yeah. Big order block on the higher time frames right there. You're almost at the lows of the order block, right? So you did get one first reaction bounce from this order block right over here. And now you're basically almost at the lows of the order block, which it's looking pretty good. It is starting to get exhausted. You want to stay away with all of this. Stay away of buying here. Now it's looking very interesting. You're starting to get the selling pressure get exhausted, I have to say. It's starting to become an interesting zone of accumulation. But anyway, you get the deal. Trump coin. Will it be successful, right? Will it get a major rally? Well, you would have to assume that, come on, this is the president's meme coin. He can't, this cannot go and fail and go down to $10, $5. This cannot fail. If not, it's going to be devastating. So it's starting to look like it is an interesting zone. The lows that you are testing from Saturday, it's looking pretty interesting. It is starting to lose the selling momentum. The momentum is starting to bottom out. So, this is an interesting area of accumulation, I have to say. I was not interested in any of this, but now I have to say this is starting to be interesting down here based on the sideways momentum of the last few days. I mean, this is only days. But 𝗖 has been talked about. 𝗖 is in a very interesting zone. I'm looking for a little bit of sideways momentum on 𝗖. It is getting a pretty decent movement down. But yeah, 30 cents is our average best buying zone on say. This would not be easy, guys. I told you that this correction will not be easy, but this is still very much mirroring the price action here from Brett of 2024. It's still very much there, as you can see. So it's like the last shakeout, guys. The last shakeout. I would prefer a little bit of a bottom formation or a little bit of a break of structure. I don't mind buying at 40 cents aggressively, realizing that we are starting to flip bullish. But it is the moment in crypto, guys. And I want to explain, anybody that is new to the channel, welcome. We basically focus on Bitcoin technical analysis and Bitcoin trading setups. We do play around with altcoins. Altcoins, I have to say, they're to play around, guys. They are dangerous. They are to play around. We do detect some good zones, but we focus on Bitcoin trading. That is the channel. The channel is purely Bitcoin technical analysis and trading. Then we can flip-flop into some altcoins and put some play money to see if we get wrecked on the altcoins or make some insane gains. I mean, we usually try and detect the good buying opportunities. But overall, welcome to the channel. If you are new, if you are interested in knowing what has to come next for altcoins and crypto in general, I do believe that all-time high, this was not the top for Bitcoin. Let's stay real here, guys. This is not the top for Bitcoin, in my personal opinion, with the analysis. And all of this that is happening here is corrective, and we'll be breaking up all-time highs soon. And understanding that that is going to happen, we do have the altcoins. DXY, we want DXY dropping down here. This will turn out good for the next coming weeks if we get DXY dropping. But what I want to make you understand is the altcoin market. The Bitcoin dominance, we could actually be hitting the highs of the dominance from December, November again, and then maybe finally get the breakdown. What I like to understand here, looking at the total 3 market cap, is that we are exactly where we need to be, which is testing the previous all-time high of November of 2021. It's just getting choppy for the last few weeks here. This is classic. When you test a high, you will get those pullbacks. You will get the choppiness. Back in February of 2021, you were testing the highs of December, January, right, of 2018, or January of 2018. We are where we need to be on the 4-year cycle theory. So a lot of people were skeptical that the altcoins in this zone throughout last year were even going to come to hit the previous all-time high. And we did, just as we did right over here throughout September, October, right? November, December, January, same scenario. We came back up here, and this price action was in February. We are just going to be entering into February now. So we are where we need to be according to the previous cycle, 4-year cycle. So lots of shakeouts happen at this moment of the bull run, guys. It is very common to see. We had devastating pullbacks throughout January and February of 2021 before we got the extra pumps. So it's a very natural thing, I have to say. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it, but it is very much expected. So let's go here and take a look at XRP and XLM. Why not? Stellar Lumens, XLM, XRP. What's going on with those cryptos right away? We are getting a pretty decent pullback throughout XLM and XRP, but I mean, what a major rally, guys. You know, for all of those XRP and XLM holders, I know they want higher. XRP army, They always want higher. This has had a bull run already, right? It was very fast. This one did a 7x in a matter of weeks in November. XRP, I mean, I have to say, there's just, for me, there's no big solid analysis that I could do behind XRP. On some exchanges, it tested the all-time high. So I always say to people, if you have a crypto that has tested the previous all-time high, get the heck out. You know, take profits with 40%, 50%. I don't know. Leave a moon bag. But if you've been buying XRP the last few years, you know, you made almost an 8x, right? 7, 8x from this consolidation. Get out, take some profits, man. You know, this is would I say that XRP, there's so much bullish news in the US with XRP. It's tested the previous high, guys. You know, when the news and the bullishness comes out, if you hold XRP, it's a good moment to take profits. You know, leave a moon bag. What is happening to my portfolio, says Dark Flame. Yeah, my portfolio is not looking good at all either, okay? I'm also waiting for ICP. I got a huge bag of ICP that is not doing well at all. It's not doing good at all, guys. It's basically at average entry zone, slightly in a loss. $9 range is the average entry zone for ICP. But I think ICP will bounce back up very hard. Casper, Brett, my goodness, Brett, what's going on with Brett? You know, the US coins, oh, wow, wait a minute. Oh, wow, Brett has got a devastating pullback. My goodness. Wow, 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 wow. Holy moly. Very, very, very steep pullback. My goodness. Let's get these wedges and boxes out of the way. We don't need them now. Holy smokes. I mean, yeah, this is just not looking good at all. Holy moly. All-time high is always a good moment to get out, guys. Always. A higher time frame all-time high, guys, is always a good moment to consider taking profits. Always in the history of any asset in the world, when you hit a higher time frame all-time high, you want to consider taking some profits. Leaving a moon bag, yes, you can, but oh my goodness. This is testing the lows of the range here. I mean, this was a devastating double top on a higher time frame. What can I say about Brett? You know, not even holding the Fibonacci levels from the lows of this consolidation. Yeah, this is probably going to take out the lows of this consolidation. This is not a common pullback zone to get a bounce when you sweep up the lows of this, you know, small little accumulation area after forming a double top. This is probably going to test the lows of the range, maybe even go to 6-5 cents. Not looking great, guys, I have to say. Got to be honest here. The thing is, we know that Eric Trump came out and said about the, you know, all of the crypto coins that are US based, right? Made in USA. The profit, you know, basically zero tax on cryptocurrencies made in US, right? This was just a few days ago or yesterday. They're all down big time. I think there's one of them that's still doing okay, which is Onyx Coin, but it's down big time today. My goodness, you know, this is even the US coins. Constellation DAG is not doing that bad, still holding pretty nicely. There's one of them that of my cryptos that I have, that the average buying zone was 2.5, 2.8 cents. Still up over 2.5x on this one. Awesome project. 𝗬𝗫 is almost at buying zone, I have to say. 𝗬𝗫 average buying zone is 60-70 cents, and we're almost getting to the buying zone again. Yeah, this bull run is not looking too great, guys, on altcoins, especially if you'd bought at the wrong moment. I'm still pretty okay. We are still pretty okay. We never talked about buying zones on the pump. The only bad ones is Layer AI, Illuvium, and 𝗖 for the moment is the one that we've talked about the last few weeks. Let's see how 𝗖 recovers in the next coming weeks. But overall, pretty confident. Look at this, guys. All cryptos made in US are down between 10 and 15% in the last 24 hours. Some of them 20%. So overall 20% in the last 7 days. Near protocol at 440. This is incredible. Near protocol has to be one of the most bullish projects. Not bullish on the price action, but I'm surprised that Near protocol has got such a big pullback. Anyway, Bitcoin has to be the biggest holding, guys, in a portfolio, because I do expect altcoins to recover in the next coming months based on what I explained on the total crypto. But anybody that jumped into crypto the last few weeks, which is many people, when you do take a look at the name, the search crypto on Google Trends, there's so many people that have been joining just the last few weeks, based on Donald Trump entering as president, the first crypto president, right? All of the different bullishness, the people that are joining crypto and buying crypto the last few weeks are not happy, guys. I have to say, they are not happy. I mean, I've been in crypto for over 7 years now, and I've been buying at much lower levels on average, but the people that are getting in now with these pullbacks are not happy, obviously, right? And there's a lot of people that joined in November, December, and a lot of people that joined the last few weeks, right? As Donald Trump is the first crypto president in the US. Lots of people joined and searching crypto and altcoins on Google Trends. So a lot of people have been joining cryptocurrency the last few weeks, and they are not happy if they've been buying, because most of the cryptos are down from the last few weeks, right? So, I mean, it's not... You want to be very, very careful, guys. This is a ferocious market, and don't let the news trap you and buy at the wrong levels. I sold 5% of my Bitcoin at $90,000 and another 5% at $100,000, just because I had to have some more cash, guys, on the sidelines. This is not a bad idea to sell some Bitcoin if you've been buying for the last few years. I do think that all-time high will be hit overall, but this is like spot bag. This is not trading. So spot bag, I want to take some cash of what I'm accumulating. Never sell all of my Bitcoin, because I do think that Bitcoin will go to $1 million in the next few years. But overall, it's not a bad idea to take some profits, guys. You know, then people will question what's happened, right? Andy, stop talking about recovery altcoins. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Wells buy low and actually set the turning point and sell again when prices recover. Very true, my man. Very true. I mean, this is a good zone for many altcoins, I have to say. Rinse and repeat, Adri. But don't tell me to stop talking about altcoin recovery. Altcoin recovery is, will happen. Just like, when we talked about altcoin buying, I don't know. You want to talk about Fowler Network, Constellation, DAG, 𝗬𝗫? It's very important to understand where we are buying aggressively. Even 𝗬𝗫 right now, this is horrible, guys. This green box was the last call on 𝗬𝗫. I did not sell 𝗬𝗏. I was targeting the highs. Imagine all of the people that are extremely bullish and looking for 10, 20x's, right, on these different altcoins. I'm staying real here. And on many altcoins, I did manage to profit from the average buying zone from October, November, which was an obvious buying zone, guys. It was the obvious buying zone. Look, the altcoin recovery, we need a little bit of sideways momentum to understand where is the biggest buying opportunity, okay? Adri. So please take a look at STX. STX, let's go through STX right away. Stacks, if I'm not mistaken. Boom. Yeah, as it is very common to test a low, this really does look like it wants to come down to the lows. It's still moving down extremely aggressively. I would say sweep of the lows. The lows where most have stop losses and invalidation points will be your best buying zone. I have to keep it simple here without much indicators and just looking at the chart. For stacks, the best zone, without a doubt, would be sweeping the lows of August of 2024, which is pretty much on its way. If we form a higher low right there and bounce, I would say, you know, this would be rare. This would be rare being so close at a massive liquidity pocket here. So overall, getting beneath this $1 zone and getting back above would be your buying zone. It's just crystal clear. It cannot be any clearer than this. And I would remain patient in the case of stacks to sweep up those lows of last year. You know, this is just very similar to this price action, right? There's no better price action that I could give you the example. You get the classic fake out move up after a wedgie structure, and you come back down to test the lows. Hey, hey, surprise, surprise. Stop everybody out, get everybody fearful, bang. Massive recovery weeks after. So you would come to the conclusion that it's going to be the same game here. It's going to be the same game. You got the fake out from this wedgie move or channely move. You got that pivot low where everybody's going to have their positions, liquidations, right? Basically, test the lows, boom. This is exactly what happened right over here on a larger scale eventually. But you can see it on the price action, how the price moves. It's the same game. The same bloody game every time. People don't want to miss out. You got the descending wedgie structure. Very strong breakout, successful, looks good. Bam. Target zone. Liquidity. Then recovery to the highs. This price action, let's get the bars pattern, guys. Let's just get the bars pattern in. And you know, it's probably gonna be better if we just put the bars pattern and understand how the big players play the game. Let's just get this price action and look at the price action right over here. See if it's similar on a larger scale, right? Let's just see if it can be a possibility. Get a larger scale here of that price action. And see if it does kind of match ever so slightly. I mean, as you can see, it's I mean, this price action is this one right over here. So we're trying to scale it up. We're trying to scale it up But you get the point right there, right? You get the point where you get the fake out to the upside, which is this price action, and you come down and you target the lows, and that is where you possibly bottom out and then get the recovery. That's this price action, but in a larger scale. Fake out, test the lows, bottom out, bang. Which is just a great flush of the market, guys, but it is the best opportunity zones. You know, if you would have been analyzing this price action, eventually you would have been very happy buying down here, right? This was last year. Sorry, 2023. Would have been very happy buying this area instead of buying here the classic, technical analysis breakout of the wedge. Liquidity, guys, down here. This would have been, looking at that larger scale, it's pretty obvious that this would be your extreme buying zone. And you need to hold on. You don't need to break down. So the moment you break down, you are not that interested in buying, I have to say. You need to sweep the lows and consolidate above this zone, realizing that this is your buying opportunity. But the moment you continue to the downside, you ain't buying the falling knife, right? So for stacks, the scenario is pretty obvious. Sweep those lows from August of 2024. Let's go. We're having technical issues. I'm seeing here. Let's go. Let me just double check here. Technical issues I'm seeing here. All good by the looks of things. Let's see how many likes we do have. Guys, let's get the live stream to over 500 likes. We're talking about opportunity zones, remaining patient, seeing bottom formations for all of those people that are in crypto. It's a moment to remain a little bit patient to see those bottom formations. Take a look at Solana, says Crypto Big Brains. We're going to take a look at Solana right away. But what I need is that like button absolutely destroyed, legends. Destroy that like button if you do enjoy the content. We're going to take a look at Solana and most importantly, Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is playing around here. It's playing games. I believe that this is still, according to the analysis, right? You can believe whatever you want, but if you can't back it up with analysis, then you just become a believer, right? But I believe based on the analysis that this is corrective, guys. This is still corrective, and that we'll be heading to all-time highs in the next couple of weeks, if not days. If not days, legends. Let's destroy that like button. Reminder, the top is not in, says CBM. Shout out to you, my man. Shout out to you. We got 𝗬𝗫𝗆, guys. If you don't know who this guy is, make sure to check him out. Shout out to 𝗬𝗫𝗆. He is in the pinned comment, guys. If you do not follow him already, I'm going to show who he is right away. He talks about not only technical analysis, not much, I have to say. He's more of a fundamental altcoin review, opportunities. Take a look at the pinned comment, guys. Shout out to 𝗬𝗫𝗆. Great news, altcoins, different projections, all right? Take a look at his channel. You got him in the pinned comment, guys, right away. If you want another channel that is not purely technical, take a look at 𝗬𝗫𝗆. He's in the pinned comment. Go and check him out. Before we go through Solana, right? Because I want to take a look at Solana here by Crypto Big Brains. You got a all-time high double top. My goodness. What can we say? It is struggling here to break the previous all-time high. You got one test back in November and got a major pullback. We got supported here by this simple lower high resistance that flipped into support. You had a lower high resistance right there. Nice, beautiful support. Double bottom right over here. Test the highs, and it's a double top locally at the moment. So let's talk about Solana here on about the waves and the different projections. Could we find support here on Solana? We'll be doing that right away, guys, but I need that like button to hit 500. Once we get to 500 likes, we are back. We're analyzing Solana and Bitcoin, most importantly. Let's go. Yes, we are back. We are back. Almost 500, you lazy boogers. We're getting people leaving the stream instead of scrolling down and smashing up the like button. What's going on, you lazy boogers? Screw you. Let's go right away and analyze Solana, because Solana, you know, I never like a chart where we are testing the previous all-time high and we're creating this choppiness, guys. I never like it, no matter how good the project is. I never like a higher time frame high. This is why XRP, we test the all-time high. You know, it's time to take some profits. You know, no joke, right? Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about the lower time frame to see if we can manage to find some support here on Solana and get some pretty nice momentum to the upside. Thanks for the like button smashed, guys. I know a lot of you guys do smash the like button. Much love to you. Thank you very much for the support right there. But let's try and discuss here a little bit of the Solana price action. And let's keep it simple, right? Let's do some simple technical analysis with some boxes and some levels. But overall, let's keep it. You know, do we have room here for another push to the upside? Man, this mouse is driving me crazy. Let's analyze here a little bit of the levels where Solana could get an epic bounce. Because if you're not in a short already, guys, I wouldn't say short down here, right? Especially if we are hitting some support. So let's take a look at the range that we do have here from the last few weeks. Oh, that point of control did bounce nicely. Look at this. This point of control did get a pretty epic bounce from the range of the last 2 months. What a nice support. That is broken right now. But we do have another high volume node here, which is in confluence with this resistance that should be turning into support. Very good zone. Look at the high volume node right there on Solana. This one did get a successful bounce. The choppiness here will be awesome. If we get choppiness, this could be a significant bouncing level on Solana. But we've only come down to this zone today. So will it be a long and V-shape? I'm not a huge fan of V-shaped recoveries. They are uncommon. So this is the zone that needs to hold for Solana. Let's take a look at Fibonacci from that pivot low of last week to the pivot high. The golden pocket is the bomb diggity Fibonacci level. That is, the golden pocket is where we have the second highest volume node of the last 2 months, which is also with the resistance that we did get. So this is support at the $220 range, 220, 215, give or take. On Solana, this is a big support level looking at the charts. High volume node, resistance support flip opportunity, and the golden pocket from the overall pump started from the 13th of January, right? Golden pocket. Very zigzaggy movement. This does not look extremely bearish, guys. This does not look bearish. This looks very corrective, especially forming a triangle right there. Triangles cannot be formed in a wave 2. Did you know that triangles based on Elliott wave theory cannot be formed in a wave 2? Only in waves X, for example, on a WXY, on a wave 4, it can be in a wave 4, a triangle, but not in a wave 2. So this to be a wave 2, 3, 4, 5 cannot be a triangle, which you come to the conclusion This is not a wave 4 eventually. It has to be a wave X. It has to be a wave X in a WXY. So, yeah, this does look pretty damn good for the price to actually bottom out here at the $220, $215 on Solana. It looks pretty damn good to look for support. Now, stay cautious for all of those leverage traders with high leverage, but this is a zone that should maintain for Solana. And let's take a look at the extension move and the possible targets on the WXY. We've already hit eventually the 0.618 from the top of the triangle. I mean, let's just zoom in here. Yeah, we've already hit the minimum target zone, which is the 0.618 from a WXY possibility. So let's just zoom in here. I mean, this looks epic, guys, for a WXY. I have to say that Solana could be very close to bottoming out, if not bottoming out already in this area. This is a bouncing level. This ain't a wave 1, 2, 3. This is extremely likely to be corrective, and we're looking for a bounce here based on the analysis on Elliott wave theory. Like I said, you're already invalidating that this is a wave 2 based on the triangle formation. Triangle formations are formed in a wave X or wave 4s or in other waves, but not wave 2s, not wave 2s. So from all-time high, for this to be a wave 1 and this is a wave 2 and this is part of a wave 3, it's just invalidated, guys. It's not a possibility. So all of this is extremely corrective. You're expecting a rally on Solana in the coming weeks. You expect a bottom formation here in this zone of 220. It's crystal clear for me. And when you analyze the price action, zooming in from all-time high on Solana, it's just all-time high, you got a zigzag move. There's a 3-wave move here. Yeah, it's just so epic. It's just when you analyze this scenario, it's just you realize that Solana is close to bottoming out, close in finding the bottom. You got a zigzag here. You got a zigzag right over here. You got the triangle. And inside of the triangle, you have, what do you have inside of a triangle? A, B, C, D, and E. And then lower high, forming your X wave in a WXY. W, X, Y. You have your X wave being a B, C, D, E triangle. Lower high, lower high, lower high. Lower high eventually right there. And you got a zigzag on your W. Double. I mean, yeah, it just has to be. This is not a wave 2. Let's leave it that way. It's not a wave 2 right there on the triangle. But you got a zigzag right there that, you know, a 3-wave structure. Yeah, it looks pretty good, and it's coming to the highest volume node right now. The second highest volume node, sorry, my bad. It could get choppy. It could get choppy here. You know, this either bounces from this level or maybe another retest, local double bottom. Resistance support flip. Golden pocket. You've hit the minimum target already. It looks pretty damn good. Pretty damn good for the price to recover on Solana in this zone, guys. I have to say, it looks pretty damn good. Yeah, you know, you're invalidating the potential here of this being a wave 2 already. So, you know, a bit of volatility in this zone is possible. But the more little wicks that you have and sideways momentum throughout the next couple of days, it's going to be signaling a bottom formation here at the 220, 215 zone. And expecting a pretty decent recovery here in the coming weeks for Solana. So yeah, it looks pretty damn good. Looks pretty damn good, I have to say. Solana is being the #1 L1 blockchain project at the moment. It's not overtaking Ethereum on market capitalization, but overall, it is getting the most attention. It is the easiest one to create coins, meme coins, right? It's getting the most attention throughout this bull run, right? Solana. So it does look like that Solana will be recovering here from this range as explained here with the technical analysis. This is a solid level to maintain based on the confluence, based on Elliott wave theory, based on the support that there is down here. Remember guys, if you want to trade Solana, you know the deal. Weeks has Solana. It has hundreds of altcoins. You just need an email and a password to sign up and you get the biggest deal available down below in the description. It's the second link guys to trade here Solana or any coins that you want. Just with an email and a password, 50% fee reduction. This is a special deal for you. So make sure to sign up right away with the second link here on Weeks, guys. So that is basically it on Solana, right? We did focus. Solana is one of the favorite coins out there. We had to do a little bit of deep dive analysis and understand that, you know, this zone is very good support. It could get choppy. We could be forming double bottoms, right? On the lower time frame. But it is the zone to maintain as support. Okay? This could be a slow grind and a slow bottom formation, or actually start recovering from this point. The only bearish case scenario that is possible, looking at this as a wave 3, which is, I can already tell you, is just highly unlikely. Looking at this as a wave 1, 2, 3. If you're looking for a fourth wave, one more test down, you're looking at the 382 to 50% Fibonacci to provide that resistance. I mean, that is really where we do have the point of control of this range of the last few weeks, right? We need to zoom out for this. Yeah, the point of control of the last few weeks, right, is sitting where the price should get resistance if we are considering from this point, okay, because this is correction and this is the start of the move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the area where it should reject to test the lows again in a wave 5. So, you know, pay attention to the $235 to $240 range where we do have the point of control, and it's your limit zone for your wave 4 to get back down and test the lows. I mean, that would be the overall local bearish case scenario for Solana. Let's go right away. Altcoin reset happening. Yeah, it does look very good. You know, Solana looks awesome. I would really consider buying some Solana even here. You know, it's been the strongest L1 project. So I am kind of considering scooping up some Solana. I never bought Solana, guys. Missed out completely on the Solana bull run. So, yeah, would I buy now where we've already tested the highs? You know, would be pretty, looks suicidal, right? It looks a bit suicidal. I would rather trade it and scratch a few dollars off the market than actually buying on spot. XRP has been checked. AVAX looks strong too. Let's take a look at Avalanche, another good L1 project. Avalanche looks strong. I did buy some Avalanche here at the $30 range, right? Ever so slightly beneath $30, which was in this consolidation. Spotting the inverted head and shoulder, guys. There is a live stream where we detected the inverted head and shoulder and realizing that this was the best buying zone at the time to get into Avalanche on the right shoulder. I didn't buy at the extreme lows. I was actually buying here at the zone, you know, around just under $30. But realizing that this was ready for the reversal, big fat impulsive move, corrective move, and we were realizing the selling pressure exhaustion here, getting into the right shoulder for the breakout. So you're saying Avalanche is looking pretty strong. Well, at the moment, you know, it's still dipping down. Still dipping down. Still in this kind of wedgie move. But yeah, I would have to say that the Avalanche is getting close to my average buying zone, which is this reaccumulation area. It's extremely rare. Okay, I can already tell you this. It would be rare. It would be rare and unlikely that the March highs of 2024 throughout many cryptos, such as ICP, you know, there's a lot of them that haven't been tested, high cap coins. At least this high to be tested in the bull run, right? We are in a bull run, even though you might not think it, right? On altcoins, purely based on Elliott wave theory and how the market moves. This either manages to test the highs and then rolls down, or it creates an epic third wave explosion heading to all-time high in the case of Avalanche. There's only these two scenarios, right? One's bearish, one's extremely bullish, but they are both bullish in the short, medium term. Midterm, they are both bullish, which is taking out the highs from March of 2024. So you can expect this movement to happen in the next coming weeks. What I am going to question is, will we break out in a third wave? 1, 2, 3, we're building up here, right? This should be the moment of the epic crypto bull run. February entering to March, April, right? When we're going to start seeing altcoins popping. We get the total 3 exploding out from the highs of 2021. Get the rally, just like we did in March, April of 2021. We need money printing going on, guys. Hopefully, Donald Trump is going to make the Federal Reserve, you know, print a few $1 trillion to pump our altcoins. But you know the deal. If the money printer needs to go on, something bad needs to happen. The last time we had trillions of dollars being printed, we had a devastating collapse, which was the C19 crash. So if we do get a big crash on Bitcoin and altcoins in the next coming months, I would see it as the opportunity. The markets need a crash as well eventually. That's, you know, this event is a black swan event or a major recession warning, which incentivizes the money printer to go on. The money printer will only go on if we see a devastating collapse, just like we did see in the C19 crash. Money printer goes on after bad news. So, you know, if we want that money printer going on, I think we will see a crash before the money printer going on, right? Money printer goes on only to save the economy and bail out. Why? Is there any reasons to put the money printer on right now very aggressively? By the looks of things, no. Why did we get so much money printing going on throughout 2020 and 2021? Because we had the C19 crash. So we would have to see some kind of crash or something, right? Something bad happening to get the money printer on, which is, you know, makes me, I'm a little bit concerned about that situation anyway. How are you doing, bro? JG, Flux. Yeah, Flux is down big time. This is This is made in USA. This is made in USA. I think this is the last little shakeouts that are happening. Last little shakeout. Still good. Still a very solid base. It's basically at the base, guys, you know. It's boring, but once this starts bottoming out, which it looks pretty damn good, I have to say, you might sweep up the low here just to create some liquidation event before it recovers. Flux is an awesome project, and it is made in USA. Made USA coins, we do expect them to do well, right? Made in USA coins, and Flux is down there. Flux is here in the list. There it is. Made in USA, but they're all down, guys. Everything's down, so what can we say? Let's continue here right away. We have crashed already. If we crash more, I don't think we will see altcoin season, says Abraham. We have crashed already, yeah. Damn right. When you zoom out on Bitcoin, there's no, you know, it's altcoins that look horrible, except for XRP, Solana, and Bitcoin, and a few of the different meme coins, you know, or altcoins that, you know, AI agent coins, for example. But 99% are down big time on altcoins, right? Except for Solana, XRP. Ethereum's, you know, holding pretty okay since the lows of the bear market, right, of the last few years. Well, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just doing fine, right? Bitcoin's just... This is why it's important to have Bitcoin as your strongest holding. It's the number one for a reason, right? So as Muhammad is saying here, is it Muhammad? If altcoins go down lower, altcoin season is cancelled. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. We could go much lower on altcoins. And the perfect event would be money printer to go on, guys. You know, the money printer going on. Global liquidity is so important to get an epic altcoin season. No money printer on, and, you know, altcoin pumps are going to be very disappointing. 2, 3, 4, 5x. Well, that's about it, right? It's just what we've been seeing. So Algorand, awesome project. Algorand is, without a doubt, Algorand is an awesome project. Let's take a look at Algorand. We need that dollar index to go down. This could be the perfect catalyst for the money printer to go on, guys, okay? I want to explain the dollar index price, you know, analysis here. Algorand is good. It's just getting a major pullback. Algorand is good. I would say that Algorand, awesome buying zone. I mean, would be sweeping up those lows of the range. I'm not sure if it will manage to do so, but this would be the awesome buying zone. It would just be crystal clear that if we sweep up the lows right there at 28 cents, it would be the zone to get in as an SFP. And I mean, this is a daily chart, so it might take some days once you create that swing failure pattern. You know, this is not a lower time frame scalp. This is on the daily time frame. We'll have time to detect a great buying zone, but this is purely based on a zigzag. Sweep up that low, get another devastating correction, freak out most of the people, get them out, and, you know, bring the best buying opportunity zone. So yeah, pretty clear. I mean, this is still holding the uptrend momentum, which is just about to get broken. It's just at that higher low support, holding by a thread. I would prefer to see one more leg down here on Algorand, to be honest. Algorand was so clear that the 10-cent zone was the buying opportunity. You know, this was so obvious. This was on the channel throughout September, October. We understood that this is the buying opportunity on Algorand. Coming back to the accumulation zone from here, this was the buying opportunity. We understood very well that this was the zone to buy Algorand, and it did a 5x approximately, right, give or take. So the fact that we formed this movement on Algorand, I don't like it. I don't like it for a buy. Me personally, I mean, I would really want to see that last shakeout in the case of Algorand to sweep up this low for a great re-entry, which is, you know, slightly around about the 30-cent zone. Just slightly below 30 cents. Anyway, let's talk about the, the dollar index, guys, the DXY, because this could be a perfect moment for the dollar index. It does look, I mean, we're going to apply a little bit of Elliott wave theory on the dollar index. We know that bull runs, right? The bear market of the peak of 2021 was in November, right? You could arguably discuss it was round about May. We got an extra rally, but this is where the dollar index was, right? Bear market for Bitcoin and crypto happened throughout 2022, right? And part of 2023. We started to see the recoveries, right? The FTX collapse happened here. That is when the dollar index started to move down and Bitcoin bottomed out and started moving up, right? So the dollar index is extremely important. If you have a strong dollar, then it's not that good for crypto, Bitcoin and crypto. However, Bitcoin's doing well regardless because of the ETF approval in the US, all the mass adoption that is going worldwide. So Bitcoin's doing well regardless of what the dollar index is doing. But if the dollar index right now would collapse and come down to the lows of the last 2 years at the $99 range and even lower, this would be the perfect catalyst, right, to Bitcoin to go to $200,000, right, as they say, 130, 150. Let's keep lower levels, right? Let's not get too bullish. And bring the altcoin, you know, bring a massive altcoin rally if the dollar index does lose here. And there is reasons to believe that that could happen in the next coming months to get a similar correction from here. There is a technical reason to believe that that could happen. And I'm going to explain it here just a little bit with Elliott wave theory. If you move up, right, like this was throughout 21 and 22. This has been your correction. Would it make sense for the price to rally from here just with one wave down from the high to the lows? One wave down. There's no zigzag here. There's no zigzag happening here. So what is interesting to see about the dollar index is the movement down here that we formed, which is kind of very five wavy. It's a very, very five wavy move. You've got movement down, bounce, another aggressive move down in your wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. If you do see the low, the next high, and the next low, which was this one, it did look like it was going to be this one, but we did not claim the high here, so it's this one. And now you got this one. So you got a zigzag move here. There is a zigzag move right over here, which is perfect. It is perfect to analyze the waves here on the dollar index to look at a 3-wave structure to happen. And the third wave, which is a C wave possibly, to happen here in the next coming months in 2025. It does look like that the dollar index could be heading down right now. And this is the perfect catalyst for Bitcoin to go to higher levels and get that altcoin season that we are waiting for, right? So the analysis is perfect. You got the low, the high, the low, and the high. This is a zigzag move. It's a corrective structure with this aggressive move down. So you kind of, I would expect for the next coming months, the dollar index to get down here, guys, which would be the perfect storm. to get continuation to the upside. And this is throughout 2025. This is the moment Bitcoin bottomed out, when the dollar index started correcting down. This was the start of the Bitcoin recovery. November of 2022 is exactly where Bitcoin bottomed at $16,000. When we started getting down on the dollar index, it was the start of the recovery. So, yeah, I mean, if this were to happen, and the analysis does give you that projection, move down, zigzag, another move down here to sweep up the lows of the range, it's just the perfect move, especially when you realize that we've come down to the 0.88 Fibonacci here of the pivot low to the pivot high. Yeah, this is rare for a wave 2. It's common for a wave B. So this is not a higher low for an impulse. It's a higher low of a correction. So you would come to that conclusion that dollar index is gonna lose its peg, and it's gonna start moving down aggressively in the coming months. So that is eventually a good thing for Bitcoin and crypto. So anyway, yeah, that's about it here. Looking at the dollar index. 𝗖 has a zigzag structure too, but you're bullish on it. 𝗖 has a zigzag structure, but you are bullish on it. Let's take a look at 𝗖. 𝗖 has a zigzag structure. I am not sure what zigzag you are referring to. As this? As a zigzag? Anyway, this is just like Brett, right? You would say Brett has a zigzag as well, right there, right? I'm not sure if this is the zigzag that you're referring to. The main reason I am bullish on this one is looking at the start of the structure, okay? Looking at the start of the structure. You need to understand price action that has come from the last several months. Not only this, you need to count this. Then you realize that this is unlikely and this is more likely. Just like Brett. I mean, it's the same bars pattern. So, hey, there's no V shape happening overnight, guys. This is going to get choppy and it's not going to be an easy ride, okay? So overall, put your seatbelt on and enjoy the ride. Andy, please take a look into Lena or Casper. Casper, guys. I think Casper is the Lena, Casper. There's so many altcoins, guys. No, I'm just gonna flip flop. Lena is at the. Oh my goodness, what's going on with this? Lena. I mean, this had a nice reaccumulation zone. This would have been the zone where I would have bought, and you basically back down to almost entry levels. You're gonna be testing the lows of the bear market here on Lena. I'm not sure if you do wick down and get back above, I would say it's a good buying zone. If you drop down, wait for the sideways momentum to give you that accumulation area, just like here. The moment you go sideways for several weeks, it's going to give you your buying zone. Will this one manage to break out the last lower highs? Well, we do not know that. This is still downtrending, but if you want an opportunity, that's how we need to look at it. There's no quick V shapes, no quick SFPs here on the daily time frame. We need to test the lows and go sideways. Let's take a look at Casper right away. Cas, I mean, for me personally, I do see Cas as an overextended project. You know, many people saying that Casper is the future, this, that, the other. Casper has been one of the cryptos that's had the best bull run since 2023, right? The start of the recovery of crypto. I don't like at all this price action, I have to say. I don't like at all this price action on the daily on Casper. You know, this is the moment, I'm sorry, to get out. This might be an awesome project, but this one's kind of had its bull run already, right? Since the lows of 2022, 2023, I don't know, give or take. This one's up 6,500%. This is a 65x, right? Give or take, it might be more or less depending on where, you know, this has had a bull run already. And when, you know, when I analyze this price action, just for anybody, I would be very aware of, you know, of buying this here. When I do see this price action, yeah, I mean, look at the price. Look what I'm going to draw right now. Look what I'm going to draw, guys. I'm going to do a bit of Picasso drawing here, right? Look at the drawing here on Casper. I don't want to be the bear of Casper here, but just picture this price action, and let's picture the price action of Bitcoin in 2021. I don't want to be the bear here, guys, but I mean, I have to say, it's just the price action. It's just the price action coming from an epic rally, and then you create this choppiness. Picture this price action. Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, lower low, lower high. Picture this price action on Casper. It's the same crappy price action that brought us a devastating collapse on Bitcoin, which is basically a distribution. I mean, you could go much more in detail. I don't want to be the Casper bear here, guys, but there's no way in a million years I would buy something when we've formed this price action and such an epic rally in the last few years. I mean, this is higher time frame. This, in a nutshell, for me, could be a devastating distribution event. Devastating distribution event. I mean, Casper is the future. There's so many people bullish on Casper because it's the number one. But I don't like the price action. You know, when you take a look at Bitcoin, you know, this is exactly the same kind of choppy price action, breaking structure. And this is literally what the kind of price action that we're forming here on Casper. I mean, take that with a pinch of salt, guys. I don't want to go, you know, if you're a Casper holder and go and sell everything right now, and then we get the reversal, but it's just not looking too great on the chart. Too many bear signals for Cas, says Isna. Isna says there's bearish signals for Casper. Yeah, I mean, it's had an epic bull run. It's you know, it's one of those coins, one of those only coins, right? Such as Injective as well. Injective got an awesome recovery. That's, you know, just a bunch of altcoins had a major rally like this throughout 2023, part of 2024. And this seriously looks like a distribution zone. Anyway, that's my opinion on CAS right there, looking at the charts, okay? The fundamentals might be extremely bullish and we're going to moon, but the chart doesn't look awesome, especially coming from that major rally. ICP, I do see ICP recovering at some point. This looks good. This looks good. ICP, you know, coming from this bottom formation in 2023, for me, it is pretty clear that this high will be taken at some point in 2025. You know, I was going to say months, but, you know, could it be weeks? Yeah, maybe. For me, it's a clear scenario that we will be taking out this high. The only question that is in my mind right now, worst case scenario, is that we do finish a zigzag here on ICP, which would be the the most bearish case scenario we have on the lower time frame, because the 112 scenario here is just at the verge of failing. We're at the verge of failing this scenario, so hold on tight. This is still corrective, as we do have a zigzag here. We do have a zigzag right over here. So this is still a corrective move, regardless if we take out the lows or not. Taking out the lows on ICP at $6, my goodness, that would be devastating for many people. Not for me. I don't care. I will buy some more. Would be the most bearish case scenario on the lower time frame. Still expecting ICP to get above $20, which doesn't look, sounds unreal right now. It sounds unreal, but I can tell you that this is impulsive and this is corrective. Regardless if we've managed to form a WXY double zigzag, this is corrective still. I realized that we could take out the low, but I realized that hitting the high is extremely likely to happen in the coming months, which will be my first exit zone, because the price moves in 3 waves or in 5 waves, and not in a 1 wave bounce and then back down to the lows. So overall, still looking for that high to be taken to either form an ABC bear market or a 1, 2, 3. We got the perfect catalyst for major altcoin projects, and we're forming a big massive third wave in the next coming months. So regardless of whatever happens, we're looking at that high to be taken. Anyway, hit the like button, says Big Don 25. Absolutely awesome. If you are willing to trade ICP, ICP does have a chance here. It does have a chance still. It does have a chance still to form that higher low. If you're wanting to trade or hold ICP, guys, remember that weeks, you do have the best deal down below in the description with the link. $20,000 deposit bonus. You got 50% fee reduction only using my link down below, guys. Okay, check it out. You got weeks down over here, and you just need an email and a password, which, a lot of people are very happy to do so, right? Just using email and password. Legends, thank you very much. Bitcoin analysis is in the first 30 minutes to 1 hour of the live stream. Check it out to realize what are the levels and what we're looking at. If you want more details, join the Legends trading community, guys. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.